Today, Forbidden Stories, Amnesty International, and Citizen Lab showed that Israeli-based security company NSO Group's Pegasus Spyware is being used on more than 50,000 phone numbers from 11 countries, including Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi, as well as people close to Jamal Khashoggi, who is the Saudi Arabian journalist who was murdered by his own government in an embassy for speaking out against the regime. It's also been proven to have been used against 180 journalists, as well as numerous lawyers, politicians, activists, business people, and dissidents. How does it work? Well, the firm sells it to governments. There's 11 governments that we know have bought in. India, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Rwanda, Togo, Hungary, and Morocco. And the scariest part of this software is that it is installed in a zero-click method. That means that you don't need to click on a bad link. It means that the software can be installed by as little as you just having a phone call from the hacker hit your phone. You don't even need to pick up the phone call. And some other evidence has indicated that they might be able to install this software on your phone just by having your phone access the Apple server, which your phone does all the time without you having any knowledge of it. So there would be literally no indication that this software is on your phone. And it gives the government who's bought the software access to every function of your phone that you can think of. This includes the microphone, the camera, all of your keystrokes, which of course then means all of your passwords, everywhere that you take your phone via the location, all of the files on the phone, your internet history, your phone calls, your messages. If it's on your phone, it gives them access to it. Now, the NSO says that it sells this only to vetted government agencies, but that it doesn't know what these governments do with the software. The NSO operates with the blessing of the US ally Israel and sells its Pegasus software to many other US allies. And while the US government doesn't directly endorse the software, it doesn't need to. Its inaction and failure to speak out against this speaks volumes. But do we have any legitimate basis to object? Our government was exposed for illegally spying very similarly on all US citizens in 2013, and there haven't been any meaningful reforms since then to curb the practice. This only proves that it is now easy for governments to exploit vulnerabilities in operating systems to completely violate privacy. While these governments that couldn't afford to have an NSA-like apparatus or don't have the technical skills within their own borders to put something like this together can now purchase this from a technologically proficient country like Israel, we certainly have the ability to do this at home. So we don't need to be so public and brazen as to buy it from a security firm halfway across the world. We should obviously expect that countries like China and the countries that China have in their sphere of influence will have similar software furnished to them, which would then, of course, give the Chinese government massive power to spy on those who challenge their hegemony across the globe. So what can we do as private citizens? Well, we can demand that our legislators impose restrictions on both private spyware firms, and this includes by strong-arming our allies, yes, even Israel, as much as this might pain many conservatives, and by encouraging them to implement sweeping privacy regulations and protections at home, basically amendments to the Bill of Rights, such that we will be safeguarded from the overreach of our intelligence agencies here. For more privacy news, please subscribe. I talk about this topic all the time.